Well, hello, Americans, hello, patriots, hello, Christian brothers and sisters alike. Well, the first debate is now over. I watched the whole thing live. Even seen some of the post-game coverage on CNN, MSNBC, the Fox News Channel, ABC, CBS, top of clips on YouTube. Well, it's starting. I told you months ago that this is ridiculous about these rules that Biden demanded, but Trump agreed to it, and Trump agreed to it because, well, he knew what's going on. Trump was good tonight. I wouldn't say he was great. He was good. He wasn't great, but he didn't have to be. And the rules were such where they weren't going to allow him to be, but at the same time, I can honestly say the two moderators actually did a pretty good job on CNN. It was a format that was, I think, beneficial to both parties where, you actually got a lot of substance in, even though there were some childish things in there once in a while. But CNN was under a lot of pressure. Jay Tapper and Dana Hash were under a lot of pressure. They know how the rest of the world feels about them, so they couldn't be too biased. But let's face it, Joe Biden was awful today. First of all, Joe Biden, for the first 15 minutes, couldn't put two sentences together. He was slurring his words. He froze a couple times. It looked like his makeup artist was a mortician. And it just wasn't a real good night for him. He actually hurled more insults at Donald Trump than Donald Trump did. I think Donald Trump took the big man route today because he saw what was going on that stage. He saw Biden was at 100%. And they've been hiding Joe Biden and Camp David for weeks just for this event. And how many 5-hour energies they gave this guy, it wasn't enough. And CNN's already in a panic. I mean, as soon as it ended, CNN is calling for an open convention. CNN is saying Joe must go. And meanwhile, on Fox News, they were acting like CNN light, and don't forget they control opposition as well. They started out like, yeah, no, Trump was good. He was okay. He did what he had to do. And they all went to Biden, how he looked terrible. And by the end of the second segment, Kellyanne Conway saying there is no way September 10th is happening. And I agree with her. I always said, well, would Joe even make it to the June one? And I always said the June one was going to be a setup for Joe Biden to get rid of Joe Biden. And now, don't forget, all these media agencies are controlled by the same people. So it's all controlled opposition. Fox maybe sound like CNN light, but CNN is going over the top saying Joe must go. MSNBC right now with Rachel Maddow and Joyless Reed and Lawrence O'Donnell are desperately trying to spin this in favor of Joe Biden. ABC is seems to be leaning more towards Joe must go. Lara Trump was just on now. They see her. You have Kamala Harris. I'm dying to see what she has to say. Come up with Rachel Maddow on MSNBC. But I've been telling you, this was going to be a setup. This is why we had the earliest ever debate in history.
Yes, and how would you describe your reaction?
And it was for this reason. How would Joe do? Because if he did well, maybe they hang with him longer. But tonight, let's face it, he looked awful. And now they're going to use this to get rid of him. Donald Trump said this right before he left office at the border in Texas. He says, he said many predictions, but he said, they try to use the 25th Amendment on me, but Joe is not going to like it when they use it on him. Are we getting ready to see the 25th Amendment? Is Big Mike Michelle Obama went with the bullpen against her will. Right now, Gavin Newsom on MSNBC is saying, no, Biden won this debate. I'm old school. He looked great. Trump's a liar. Trying to play it off, but he's a member of the bullpen as well. And I'm telling you what else. I said Hillary Clinton would be a sleeper. You notice she has made quite a few TV appearances lately. And she was even at one of those Hollywood award shows, I think, the other day, last week, in New York. So I'm like, are they getting ready to resurrect Hillary Clinton out of desperation? Because I'm telling you right now, there's going to be a lot of infighting in the DNC, the Democrat Party, on what to do with Joe Biden. And there's going to be even more what to do with Kamala Harris, because it's going to look bad to get rid of the first so-called colored woman vice president, even though she's Indian, even though she's a minority. How are they going to bypass her to get someone they really like? Which is why I think Michelle Obama is going to be warming the bullpen, because, well, what better way to get rid of Kamala Harris than saying, well, are you racist against Michelle Obama? Listen, these people are going to be eating each other. In fact, they're eating each other now. They've been eating each other. But after tonight, it's going to get ugly, people. Be prepared for many, many false flags. Whether it's terrorism, race riots, this type of riot, a fake pandemic. I mean, they're already calling for the a bird flu vaccine for the bird flu. Maybe get ready for C-19 Part 2. I don't know. I've been saying, don't be surprised if they get desperate enough to try to cancel the election. And I'm sure they're looking to find a way how Trump broke the gag on tonight and going to try to arrest him within the next few months. Get ready for the emergency broadcast system to be in effect. It's coming. The intel drops have been right about everything. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, on bite number 17, well, you're in denial right now. Listen, I've had some hard leftist friends I was debating with tonight. Very hard, delusional. Even one of them said, tonight was awful. He says, Biden looked awful. Says, even not even going to say, even though Trump is a bully and a liar, which even though Biden was hurling more insults, and Trump didn't lie by anything, really. He's saying, Biden looked awful. They're going to need to step aside. And this guy was like, he ain't going nowhere. We're getting 4 more years of Dark Brandon. It's starting, folks. It's starting. And right now you're going to see a lot of controlled opposition. You're going to see a lot of these networks that are going to give the appearance of trying to be fair and balanced against each other. But this is all controlled opposition. CNN's calling for his head right away. MSNBC's trying to spin it. Fox News, who's doing a replay of it now with commentary from their panel, they're trying to be like CNN. Like ABC is throwing Biden under the bus. They have Lara Trump on right now. I'll see that on YouTube later on the highlights. But be prepared, everyone. This is going to be ugly. And I want to hear what he has a studying problem. Joe Biden doesn't have a studying problem because if you look at his first 2 terms in Congress, his 6 terms as a senator, his 2 terms as vice president, he never had a stuttering problem. This is much worse than a stuttering problem. And you gotta ask, how many 5-hour energy did they give this guy tonight? How many Monster energy drinks did they give this guy tonight? And as they were trying to hide him in Camp David for weeks, it didn't work. It was a complete fail. So the question is, what's going to happen tomorrow morning on June 28th? And Friday. Is it tomorrow Friday? Let me see. Ah, man. I can't even remember. Yeah, Thursday. Yeah, tomorrow's Friday. You know how they love to release things before the weekend, and then hopefully people forget it by the weekend by next Monday. This is going to be interesting how the DNC handles this now. I'm down to see what Kamala Harris says on Rachel Maddow's show. We're already seeing Newsom defend him to the death. And in the background, very quiet right now, are the Obamas. So for all you conspiracy theorists out there, it seems like the conspiracy theorists got another one right. This was a setup. Anyway, folks, let me know what you think. Comments down below. What's your opinion? I'd like to know. Like and subscribe to the channel. We'll talk to you later.